Ready to discover the power of data sampling? Welcome to Guide Coachings. My name is Mozam Ali, and in this tutorial we are going to discuss about sampling data, where we embark on a journey through Alteryx sampling tools like sample, random percent sample, and create sample. Okay, in this tutorial we are also going to see how to connect two data sources with different data types and get the results out of it. Okay, in this tutorial we are diving deep into the world of data analytics, where sampling techniques are the key to unlocking valuable insights. Join us as we explore these tools, demystifying their functionalities and empower you to harness the true potential of your datasets. Okay, if you have not subscribed us, please do subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you get notified whenever we post a new video. Okay, let's quickly jump on to the today's topic, today's tutorial. So first, we will be discussing about how we can connect two data sources with which has different data sets. So okay, so now here let's assume a situation. I'll explain you the situation first. We have two different data sets, where one will be the where one data set will have the date in the string format and the other data set will have the date in the date format. Now we will be combining them and we will be getting the result. So how we can do that, how we can achieve that thing very easily into Alteryx. Doing this in SQL, and no, it takes a lot of queries to be performed, but here it is very simple. It's a piece of cake if you want to see it. Let's quickly jump onto the practical window. We'll go to the new tab. Okay, we'll open a new workflow. It will take some time, and here we are. So now I'll put the input data and I will drag an browse option. Okay, then we'll wait for the some time. We'll click on input data, then we'll connect it with the AWS format. Okay, now the data is loaded. Now as I execute it, I'll be able to see the records. So total 7,900 records we have. Okay, where we have our order date. So now this is the column which I wanted to on which I wanted to work. Okay, so now see the date format. Okay, so the date format is W string order date. Okay, order date is our expected date column which has VW string, that is variable length wide string. Okay, now what I will do, I will change the data type of that particular order date. So what I will do, I will go to parse option. I'll use Timex. Okay, if you have not seen my video on the parse, you can go and check out that I button, click on that and you will get the video on how to do parsing. Now I have dragged it and now it will convert string to date. Now I will select the which column I want to do. So I will be selecting order date. Okay, so I will select order date. Okay, now here I'll give the name as order date. Now observe here, order date O and D is capital, but here I have kept it all small. Okay, here is the English. Now what I will do, I will check the format first. Okay, so order date has month, day. Okay, so month and day should be the first value should be month. So where is my first value as month? So these are the options which are available for me. So here it is separated by slash, but I want a hyphen to be separated, so I will select the second option. Okay, so this is my second option. Now I will add, now this is done, all the setting is done. I'll just put a browse over here and then I'll run it. Once I run it, you will see a new column which will be created with the name of order ID at the end. Okay, and it is following the same structure. Okay, so this order date is created and here is my order date, which is capital O capital D, and this is the small order date. Now if I'll show you the date format, the data format. So this order ID, this order date has VW string format, and at the bottom we have a 12th column, that is order date, which is having the date as a data type. Now I will add one more input data tool and I will connect it with SQL, sales for SQL. I'll connect it. The data is loaded. I'll just do a browse over here. Okay, now, and I'll just drag it a bit lower. Now I'll click on browse. I'll click on OK. Now if you see, my data is loaded here. Okay, now here order date is in hyphen structure. Okay, now the metadata I'll show you. It is again VW string. So here the data is in date format for order date, and here the date order date, it is in VW string. Now I want to connect these two. How I can do that? So we know how to connect these two, and so for that we will be using join. Okay, so join directly will not take an input from browse, because browse does not give an input. So we'll directly join these two together. Okay, and then we will put a browse over here. Okay, but I don't want to see the result now. I want to adjust the record first. So I'll put select option over here, and we know what select do. Select can change the data, change the data type, change arrange the column values. You can change the name of the columns with rename. So I want order line. Okay, and I want order date. Okay, I want ship date. I just want order date. Okay, that is the only date I want, and I want this order date to be at the second place. Okay, so order date, and this is my second place. So order line is the first, order date is the second, and this field I want it to the top. So I just want three fields. I'll just convert this order date into the capitals. Okay, so this is how we can do it, order date. Okay, now that's done. I will click on browse, and once I do that, I will click on run. Once I do that, it will show me the results. It will take some time, and it will show me the results. Okay, so it is showing me the results. So order date, this is the order date which I have created, and it is showing the results, and this is the order date which is coming from the another table. So this is how you can connect two data bases and get the results. You can rearrange using select option. Now we are moving ahead with the sample option. So the first option which we are going to see for data sampling. So now sampling is one more interesting concept into data analytics, and sampling is also used for machine learning, so the AI modeling. Okay, so LLM. So in that format, what happens is we take the data. We have a huge data, but we take a small amount of data to show it or to share it with the colleagues or with the other departments whom with we are working. So at that time, data sampling plays a crucial role. Now in data analytics also, and in machine learning, we are using the data sampling. So understand the importance of it, how it is important. So sampling has many versions of it. We will be seeing one by one of them, where we will be taking slightly towards the algebra and geometry and logical part, where we are talking about the standard deviations and average and mean value, and all these things we will be talking, but in the next videos. But in today's video we will be talking about sample. So how you can take a sample is basically taking a small amount of information, or a small amount of, like you have a bag full of rice, you want to check the quality of that rice, how it is. So what you will do, you will see all the rices? No, you just put your hand, you just put take out few rice, you just check the quality, and you can say, okay, this is the good quality. So how you do this? You do it by sampling. So the same concept is applied over here, where you will be taking some sample, and you are checking how the data is going to perform on a huge data set. Okay, because loading and getting the results will be too heavy on imagine a situation where you have millions and billions of records, and you want to get the data. So basically I'm setting a context over here that sampling is the most important part in data analytics, in the data analytics. Okay, now if we talk about in terms of machine learning, machine learning will have two types of data models, data sets. The first one is the the train data, we call them train set, and we have the test set. So we first design the LLM, the data set on machine learning, we'll decide it, and then we train the model on the train set or the test set. Okay, so now for that purpose I will go to a new sheet, and I will take this data input, I'll drag it over here, I'll drop it over here. Now I'll select something from here, so I will select my sales for SQL, then I'll browse it. Okay, now I will run it. Now this is done. So select records. So for that I will be going to preparation. So once I go to preparation, you can see these are the options available. So I will select the select records. So as I select records, it will give me three options, 3 to 4 options. It is pretty simple and pretty straightforward. So here you see the questions range example. So basically select records is a range which works in a range. So we have used, if you have seen my video on SQL where we are talking about between is an operator which is used for range selection. Okay, the same principle is applied over here using select records, where you can give a range. So it is -100 means it is starting from 0 till the 100th record, the first record and the last record. Okay, the 100th record. Okay, so if I put -100 or hyphen 100, it will give me the 100 records. Okay, so if I I will just go here and I'll put a browse over here, so I'll get 100 records out of it. Now you can see that I got 100 records out of these 5700 records. Okay, now if I want to change it, I can go back over here, and if I want from I just want 10 records. Okay, so I will put 10, or if I want from 10 to 20 records. So these are the 10 records which I will get. Okay, if I go over here and execute it, so it will give me 10 records again. Okay, so these are the 10-11 records which I will get. Okay, this is how the range works. You can put n number of combinations, you can try these, and you can see how the results are changing. Now we have seen about the sample data sampling. Now we will see the another powerful tool of sampling. Apart from select records, we have random samples. Okay, so for that I'll just delete this part and I will go to preparation. Okay, once I go to preparation, I have this random sample. I'll put it over here. Once I put it over here, I have three options. Out of two are mandatory, either of them has to be selected, and the third one is a checkbox which is optional. You can select it or you can uncheck it. Okay, so the first two options, let's talk about them. So the random n records, that means it will give you random n records every time. So if I show you this, we have 2000 records over here. Now I'll go over here and I want 1000 records. Okay, or I just want 100 records. So it will give me 100 records every time. So this is basically a very powerful tool to give you exact number of records. Whatever you want, you will get only those number of records. So I will get 100 records, and that will be random every time. Every time I will execute, I will get a different set of records. That is what the advantage of that. Okay, so okay, I'm sorry. So here I will execute it, and you can see I got 100 records. And if you see order line 813 is the first record. Okay, 8013. Okay, now I will execute it again, and you will see 8003 is the first record. Now if I execute it for the third time, I will get something else as a order line. So this is every time it is giving me random records. Now you will be thinking that I want if I want 100 records, same sample every time. So for that, deterministic output, you need to give it over here, and you can give it like this, and every time now if you will execute it, you will get 100 records. Okay, so see the first record 7973. Now I'll execute it one more time, 7973, 7973 again, and if I execute it the third time, 7973. That is how the deterministic output, it is determined. Okay, we have determined it and we have determined output every time. Okay, now if I want to see the random n% of records, so it is a percent, in terms of percent we want, so that is how we can do it. So if we have 2022 records, so 10% of 2000 will be 200, and for 20 it will be 2. Okay, so 202 records should be there. Okay, if I execute it, I'll wait, sorry, if I execute it and if I wait it, you can see the number of records, 202 records are shown over here. That is how your random sample works. Okay, so this is again a very important thing. Now we'll be moving on to the third option, that is sampling, for used for sampling, that is yeah, we have seen the random sampling. Now we will check out the sample sample type of option, or sample type of tool. So what is sample and how it works? So I will go over here again, and where is sample? Yeah, here it is. So I'll put it over here. Now see this, so this sample option is there. I will click on it and you can see n number of options are available. So sample method and group by column. So here you can put a sample, you can select first n rows, first last n rows, skip first row, first n rows, you can skip first 5 rows, first first 10 rows, whatever you want to declare, you can declare n over here, and you can use that every one of every n records. Okay, so if you have a range and out of that particular range you want only one record, so out of 10 records you want one record has to be selected. So at that time you will select one of every n row, every n row you need to select one. So if I want to, out of 100 I want only one record, so that is how we can set it out. Then group by column. Okay, now we'll see the, yeah, 1 in n chance to include each row. Okay, so here again it's a mathematical terminologies where as per your requirements you need to select a particular, you need to give a fair equal chances to all the records which are present into the database, and on that basis you will select the nth value and you will decide it, and then you will execute it, the first n% of rows, as I mentioned, on the basis of your requirement. So you need to try these, you can try it and you can get the results. Now the second option which is available for select is your group by column. Again you can group it using the group by option, where you can select the all the, or you can select one, like the order date. Okay, so if I select the order date, in terms of the order date, which all having the same order date will get the results. Okay, so that is how you can get the results for it. Okay, that is how 158 records are the expected records for one of every 100 records. Okay, that is how you will get it. Okay, so this is a very simple thing. I just wanted to show you how sampling works, and believe me guys, this is the most important part of it. Moving ahead we will be seeing some more options of sampling, and we will be seeing how a calculated field is created. Right, we have created it into the Tableau. Now we are creating a calculated field over here as well, and the logic is same, the underlying logic will be the same as we have used into our SQL tutorial, where we have learnt about the case statement, case query. So same thing is applied over here as well. Okay, now we have learnt about random sampling. Okay, and these are the points which have been discussed. This is the exact count of the records which will give you. Now we will see the last option, that is create sample, used for data sampling. Okay, so create sample is again one more important point which we can use to get it. So here it will have three values. Create sample, where is my create sample? So where is create sample? Yeah, create. Okay, I'll just type it over here and I'll get it. Create samples. Okay, I'll just put it over here. So it will take three values. The first one is estimation, validation. You can see estimation, validation, and holdout. That is, whatever records are left out, you will keep it in the rest of the area. So here we have 2200 records. If I and this estimation sample will be in percent, in terms of the percentage. So if I give 50% over there and 10%, let's do it. So if I give 50%, so for 2022, 50% is 1000, around 10 or 11, and this will be around 10%. Okay, so this is 50%, this is 10%, and rest of the 40% is with holdout. So I will put this like this. Okay, I'll keep it and I'll go to favorite. So I need three browse options over here so that I can get the results for all the three. Okay, now I'll show you the for the first 50%, that is 1011 records. Okay, so sorry, yeah, this is how 1011 records. Yeah, now we will see the estimation, validation. Now we'll see the validation value. So it will be around 50%. So yeah, or 10%. Yeah, it will be for 10%. So for 10% it will be around 202 records. Okay, so 210 records, and rest of the 40%. So you can calculate, that is 24 to 800. Yeah, 800 is your 40%, I guess. 40% records of your data set. That is how you can bifurcate your data and get the results. Now one more thing, if you observe over here clearly, that is order line. The result set is not random. The every time I am executing, it is not changing. So if you see 7973, if I execute it one more time, it will be 7973. Again, if I execute it one more time, it will be 7973, and that is for the same everybody, for every estimation, validation, and your holdout values. So see this, the bifurcation is done only once, and it will be used throughout. Okay, so if you see 7982, it will be always 7982. Yeah, the first record. So the bifurcation. Okay, so I believe I have covered the sampling part. If anything is left, we will be covering it into our next tutorial. That's all for today. And if you have any questions, any queries, or any doubts regarding topic which I have covered today, you can write me a comment and we will be discussing it into our next session. Okay, that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed us, please do subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you get notified whenever we post a new video. Okay, that's all. Thank you.